Okay, so our next topic is on MySQL aggregation and grouping. So that in the previous video we did so many queries on, and we discussed about between operator, and then after sorting operator, sort by, order by. Yes. So these ones we have discussed in the previous one. Now we will continue further, and I will show to you in workbench also how things work. So student by student, we did every query, and but here the thing is, like, if we want to group some data, okay, how many students belongs to each department? Yes, such type of queries. So from rows, now we are moving towards summaries. That is the thing. Okay, what is the average age per branch? Again, which department have more than two students? So this we cannot answer by listing rows. We have to summarize data, and this can be done with aggregation and grouping. So that is our topic for this video. Okay. Now the thing is, we are not going to discuss about just particular row now. We are going to discuss about groups. Yes, show me all students. Instead of that, how many students? Students in CSE, instead of that, average age per department. So you get one number per group. Okay, not row by row. That is the thing. Okay, so let's see. We'll take the same table, and I have enhanced the data a bit, and we have to insert this data in the same table that we have created before under college database, and the table name is student. So let me show that to you, and then we will see with our command select this table. So let me show that one first to you. So this is our workbench in which we were working, and let me run this insert command, and I entered all these values. Ravi, Priya, Ahmed, Sneha. Yes, all the values are done. Okay, so let me run this query. Okay, yes, so it was already created. So now I want to see this whole table. So the command that I will run is select star from student. So that is our command. So now let me run this, and this is our table, okay, with six entries again, and age and their department to which these students belong. So that is the thing. Now let's move further, and let us see our question. Now CSE has three students, EC has three students, and mechanical has one student. Now let's move further and see. There are five aggregate functions that you should know. First one is count, sum, average, minimum, and maximum. Count will take care of how many rows. Okay. And along with that, we have one more, count star. Count star means all the rows. So each will turn a column into one number. Yes, sum add the data, sum of age, average, average of age, smallest of all the numbers, largest, maximum of the age. Yes, so in this way we have to utilize them as it is the way they are written over here with the queries, and we will see them one by one. Okay. Okay, so first one is count. Okay, so the question is count all the rows available. Yes, so how to write that? Select count star from student. That is our syntax. Select count star from the table student. It will give us total number of rows available. Now count non-null departments. So how we will do that? Select count department. How many departments are available from the student? Okay. So it will skip the nulls, and 7 will be your answer. Okay. Then select count distinct department. Different departments are available. So CSE, EC, mechanical, three are available. So distinct data will be three only. So we will run them one by one, and we will see the answers. Okay. Okay. So let's try them first. The count in workbench. So first one is count one. Correct. So let me go to workbench. So let's run them one by one. So my first query was, I want to count all rows in the table student. So select count star from the table name is student. Total 6 rows is the answer. Okay. Now let me see another one. Select count. How many department? So if I'm just writing department, so department from student. So how many rows are available? It will give 6. But if I will run distinct, select count distinct department from student, then it will just give 3. Why 3? Because if you'll see this table, we have 3 different departments, that is CSC, EC, and mechanical. CSC is appearing 3 times, EC is appearing 2 times. Okay, so distinct will remove the duplicate data. That is the thing. Okay, so I hope you got this. Let's move to next one. So the next one is group by. Now what we want to do in this one? Here we want to group the data according to the department. Okay, so we want total number of students available per department. Yes, how many students belongs to each department? That is a question. Write an SQL query for that. Okay, so how to do that? Yes, let's see. So to display the department, first we will write down select department, and along with that we want to display the count per department. So with that we are adding this count star from table this, and we are grouping it by department. Again we can group by age also. So we'll try both of them, and this is the group by clause. In this way the group by will work. Let's try it. Yes, one second. This one. So let's try out group by all 3 queries together. Here our next question is, we want average age per department. So here we will add, instead of count, we'll add average age. Okay, and if we want maximum age, then it will give us maximum age per department. Okay, so let's see all 3 of them. How does it work in workbench? Yes, so my next query is select, I want to display department, and then I want count from student table, and we want to do group by, and we are grouping them by department. So let's see. Yes, so CSC has 3, EC has 2, mechanical has 1. I hope you can see this. Yes, now let's run average age. That is our average aggregate function. Yes, so I want to display average age per department. So I will take average function AVG, and then our attribute is age. So that is the thing. So average age is this one. So it will take average value from the 3 values of CSC, from 2 values of EC, and from 1 value of mechanical. In the same way, we can take maximum and minimum also. So let's take maximum age available, and in the same way we can take minimum. That is minimum age available. That is the thing. So in this way, these aggregate functions works. Count, average, max, minimum. In the same way, we can run the sum of age per department. So it will give the total sum of 3 ages. Total sum of 2 ages of EC and 1. It was only 1, so it remained same. So in this way, we can utilize these aggregate functions. Now let me show you some more functionalities on this one. Fine. So next one is having. After group by, we are having. Now we will add some condition. Okay. With group by. So here what we are doing, we are grouping the total count available per each student, grouping by department, but we want to display only that data where the total count is more than 2. So if you want to give a condition with group by, that we do with having. Okay, so it works like where for the condition, but it works for the groups. Having is utilized with group by. So we can try this one. Okay. um, yes, fine. I'll show you this one. So suppose I'm taking this value only, and here I will add having our value should be sum of age should be greater than, suppose, 20. Okay, let's take it 42. Then it should just display one entry. Yes, 64. If I lower it down to 30, then it will display CSC and EC. Okay, let's try that one also out. So this is your answer. So I hope you can see this. What is the difference? So here we studied some keywords in MySQL. First aggregate function, then group by, and how to give condition with group by. So you can memorize these ones, select which columns, aggregates from which table, where it will filter out the rows. Group by split into groups, having will filter the groups after grouping, and order by will sort out your final result. So that is the thing. So altogether, if you'll run this query, select department, count star average age from student where age is greater than equal to 19, group by department having count star is greater than 1, and order by them with age in a descending order, then what it will run. Let's see. Of students age 19 and up, show departments that still have more than one such student ordered by average age. That is the question. So let's try this out in Workbench, and this is the last of this video. Okay, so this is the thing. Select department, count star, average age from student where age is greater than equal to 19, group by department, and the condition is having count star should be greater than 1. And finally, we are ordering them, sorting it by average, attribute is age, and we want it oldest first, descending. So let's see. Yeah, so it will be CSC, EC, count size 3 2, average age is this, and it is sorted by descending order. So that is our answer. And I hope you got these aggregation and grouping by. From exam point of view, you can get such questions for 5 marks, 3 marks, and 2 marks, like explain all aggregate functions. You have to explain all types, difference between where and having, count star versus count column versus count distinct column. What is the difference between them? What is the purpose of group by? What is the purpose of having? Can an aggregate go in where? And if not, why not? So such type of questions can be asked in your exam. Make a note of them. And with this, on student table, try to solve some questions by yourself. These are the questions for you. First question is count the total number of students. Second is find the average age of all students. Count students in each department using group by. Average age per department. And the last one is departments having more than 2 students. With the help of having, you can solve that. So with this, I'm closing the video, and I'll see you in the next video. and we will keep practicing MySQL. And I'll keep one video in which we will practice out the queries with MySQL, relational algebra, tuple relational calculus, and domain relational calculus. All four answers will be available together. And yes, so only few more things are left that we are going to cover up very soon in MySQL. Thank you so much, students, for watching my video. To subscribe my channel, I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.